guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Ready.
What's going on, everyone? Antcap24 here, and welcome to another YouTube video. In today's video, what we're going to do is do something a little bit different than we actually do on our website in our film room section, where we break down film of our own gameplay and kind of get inside our head and saying, what do we do as far as taking our schemes and showing you how we use them. Okay, so we do a lot of great job when it comes to teaching you, what to do, how to do it against certain plays, but when you see it live, it kind of connects for a lot of people. So we're gonna do a video like that on YouTube where we're gonna show you basically one half of me using my empty offense against somebody that's running DB Fire 2. Basically $all game. We did a video on this earlier this week, so I figured this would be a nice video to tie in to show you when people are doing different adjustments, how we attack it. Okay, so in this first drive here, we're gonna do a whole half. I'm gonna show you basically what I like to start off in and how I like to attack. Okay, now the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna show you here, I'm in post wheel is the play. Now, what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and give you the opportunity of basically just looking at how I go and break this down. Now, if you see this player over here, I'm going to highlight him so you can see it. He is the first guy I'm looking for. Now, what he did on this play is he basically took this guy and he moved him back, right? He moved him back this way. And when I see that, I'm now going to be looking at my first read, which is the RB. If I see that this guy moves back and basically into a cover 3, I'm going to throw it really, really quickly to that player. And that's really my first read on this. If he stays low, then I'm going to start looking at my other reads, which basically be the A up the middle. We can wait for the B goes across a little bit later, or we have the X on the hitch. You'll see that as we go throughout the game. So watch this player on there. What we're going to do here is go ahead and see when that guy backs up, you're going to see how we're going to be able to go look at this RB. We're going to have an easy throw. We're going to get some yards, make a move, and basically we're going to be good to go on that. Now, the next play what we're going to be looking at, this is the curl flat Salem. Now, the player that I'm reading here on this play is going to be this player here, right? And what you're going to see here is that he's going to be in a spot to where he's going to basically have a decision to make. If this is the user, then I'm going to go away from him. If he's not the user, more than likely, what he's going to do is he's going to come down this way to go play the flat, which leaves me having an opportunity to basically go ahead and throw this open right here in this spot to the tight end. And that's basically what I'm looking for. So what I'm actually, first thing I'm looking is to see is, does he give me any tells with his linebackers who he's playing with, okay? So if you see here, I'm gonna be looking at his linebackers and see, does he give me any tells? And you can see if you look at him, nothing yet. That guy kind of does that little walk animation. And see how we moved that guy right there. When that guy moved right there, what that ended up doing for me was giving me an assurance that I know that that's the user. So I'm going to be hitting this A in the middle of the field inside this safety. And you can see how we're going to be able to have this catch. It goes inside the safety. We catch that, we click on, and we're in good shape, right? Now, the next play here, we're going to be looking at a slot screen. Now, you're going to notice here that I'm going to move Pitts to the right. The reason why I move Pitts to the right is because I'm expecting that this player over here basically to go ahead and blitz, right? I'm expecting this guy here to go ahead and blitz this way at me. Now, if he does that, I don't want Pitts to go ahead and block him, because what I want is that I want these two guys to flow this way, right? I want these guys to flow this way, and I want this guy to be untouched, and then we have all this. What he ends up doing on this play, he actually does not blitz him, which he had done in the previous plays. So we're going to go ahead and run this. It's still going to work well because Pitts isn't going to block anybody. He's going to go up to second level, and then he's going to block after the ball's thrown. But you can see here, the intention was to have him do that. We throw this way, we cut inside because that's where our blockers are. We get ourselves about 7 to 8 yards, right? Now, the next play is we go back to post slot wheel. Now, we know that we have easy yards over here to our RB, and we're going to go say, have they made any adjustments yet? If they haven't, we're just going to throw it to the RB, easy catch, and we're going to make them have to cover that. It's simple as that, and this is how we're going through our drive, right? Now, next play we're going to do here is we call fade out, and what I'm looking at fade out here is I'm going to be 2 flats on the field. Okay, if you look at this, you're going to see that I've got 2 flats on the field. And the reason for this is that I know that if this guy right here, we talked about him earlier, he can shoot out this way, then I can have the ability to throw pits right into this spot and hit him, right? So that's one of my reads. The second read is literally just to go ahead and say, you know what, if this guy comes blitzing, right? You know, if he comes and blitzes off the edge like this, then I can be over and basically hit this player, you know, over here on the side over here. Or if this user, which he's been doing it the entire time right here, this user, if he goes ahead and, you know, basically shoots out here, but doesn't cover the flat, then we're going to go ahead and be able to hit this player on the flat. So basically, I've got a lot of things going on in here. So what I end up doing is I look initially, if you look at what I do, I look to the right initially, see that this guy over here, this guy right here is actually going this way. So I'm saying, you know what? That's not a good read for me. This guy is in a good spot right now where he's going to be able to go this way. So my first two reads are done. Then you're going to see here my third read is basically just a flat here with a lead blocker that can go ahead and help me there. The user, again, is going to be this player here. He's from a trail technique. He's going to come over here. You know, he's definitely going to limit my ability to make the play, but you can see that this is the throw. I was able to look really, really quickly to see, okay, this guy, I'm eliminating him. I'm eliminating him. That's going to be my run, right? So go ahead and look through this again. And you can see here that that's our throw. We get over here and he was able to make a nice play, but that's basically what we were looking for on that. Now, the next play we're going to be calling is Z under. Now, Z under is a play that I'm going to show you the play art that I like. I'm expecting to be able to go ahead and do the same type of deal what I was doing before, where I've got the ability to basically, attack with this player to the flat, or attack with this player over here on this corner route if the user, or not the user, but the defender comes down. If they're in a soft squat, this guy's going to come down over here, opening it up. This guy is going to come over here and go this way, right? So this is what I'm designing. Now, what you're going to see is this guy actually comes down, and you're going to watch these two safeties, right? I want to make sure that you see what I'm looking at here. And what you're going to see is this safety is actually going to come flying down this way. This safety is going to come down, flying down this way. And so what he did is he manned up the X and the RB, which is going to allow me basically to go ahead and say, you know what, I got one-on-one with the linebacker right through here, and you can see how I'm going to throw it over the top. So when I look at this, you're going to see that I'm going to see these guys come flying down. I know I can just throw it over the top, and I've got myself an easy catch because he's going to beat that player. So we went ahead and scored. This guy's a good player. He went ahead and scored right away. Basically, we went back and back. So this is going to be our second drive, right? So we're going to go ahead and talk about this real quick, how we're going to come out. I typically like to come out in post wheel. Again, I want to see if the guy is playing the outside player, right? So if you're going to go ahead and do this to where we talked about this on the first drive, if they go ahead and this guy right here, backs them up, then I'm really going to throw to the RB. But if not, I'm going to kind of go through my progressions here and look at some other players, right? So one of my progressions is going to be this guy over here. You're going to see that this is where I end up going, because once I look at these guys over here, he's going to be the secondary player that I'm going to be able to hit if they don't go and cover that with their user. So let's go ahead and check this out, run the film. What you'll see is that the RB, I could hit him right here, right? I could hit him to the sidelines, but you'll see here that I'm seeing a few things. The first thing is I'm looking at the rotation of the safeties. He's actually going to cover 3 up top. If you look at the safety over here, he's rotating. This guy is going to be sucked in a little bit. I could hit him. I'm going to use this later in the game because I want to see what he's doing. But he's basically rotating this player over, and he's really trying to do a heavy coverage to the right. I see that his user goes after my Y. And as he goes through the Y, I know that I've got the X. You can see that I'm already throwing it. We hit this guy pretty easily and get ourselves the easy yards, right? So that's the first thing. Now, I want to talk about here. This is actually something that I was expecting to go to the left side of the field, okay? You see here, I didn't actually show you the play art, but what ends up happening here, let's just back it up just a second here. I've got a play art here that basically is running something, to this effect, right? So this is fade out. I've got this guy running this route, and then I've got this guy running an in route like this, okay? Now, this user here does a really, really good job of taking both away. He's going over here and he's basically planting himself right in this spot. So he is almost as if he knew what I was doing. And as far as I was going to the right the whole game, he ends up going ahead and does a really good shot there. When I see that he does that, I eat the play. What I mean by that is I'm going to say, I'm going to tuck the ball in, I'm going to run, right? See, actually, this is the wrong play. This is the one play before, but we show you the next play. It's going to be the same exact look. You can see here, see that the fade out over there? I go here. At this point, I see that he takes out both the guys that I was looking to throw. My only other read at this point is going to be this player right here, right? He's going to come underneath, and he will get open right about this spot, right? But the thing is with that is that I didn't have enough time. So you'll see that I actually go ahead, I eat the play, I run up the field, see that he's got to do that, get down, live another down. What I did, though, is I said, you know what? If you're going to be aggressive with your user, then your user right here, and this is kind of where you kind of look into it and say, you know what? This is kind of those deals that you have to think about and say, if this is your user and you're going to go and be aggressive this way, I'm going to use that aggressiveness against you. So I call a play called, basically it's a slot screen. And you're going to see here that I'm going to take my user, and I'm going to basically, my quarterback, I'm going to run this way. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to throw this ball back across to this player. And you're going to see that his user is going to be in no man's land, right? His user is going to say, where am I going? I'm going to go this way because everything's flowing this way. And this is designed to where I've got all my blockers coming out ahead. All these guys are coming out ahead. They're all going to come up here and they're all going to block, right? They're all going to block here. And you're going to see how this is going to develop. And it's all started because of the play before. He was so aggressive to covering my two players over here. He was covering, remember, this guy and this guy? So when we look at that, we're going to call this play. We're going to run all the way this way. We're going to come back. We're going to throw it to our player. You can see we have that convoy of blockers. We do a journal. We go back and we're able to get ourselves easy touchdown. And that was all set up by the play before, knowing that he was very, very aggressive when he came to being able to kind of guard the left side. So we said, you know what, if you want to be that way, let's go ahead and let you be that way, right? So that's kind of how that worked out. Now on this next drive, what we're going to do here is we're going to go back to a play that we did earlier in the game where it's post wheel. But remember when they were calling cover 3? What we want to do here is go ahead and look at this B route. If you see the B route, I'm going to cut it off right here. At this point, I definitely have the ability to hit the player down the sidelines if I hit him like right about here. But what we have is this A is clearing everybody out, right? We've got this guy and he stops, right? This is a hitch route. But this B route is going to come underneath this route and catch it under there. This player right here, he is going to go and continue that way. So we know we have it open, right? So we looked at this earlier and we knew that he was going to follow the Y he did last time. So we throw this B underneath, catch this ball, and we got ourselves a big play. Now, the next play we're going to is stick and nod. And you can see here with stick and nod, you're going to have this ability to go ahead and basically have this player go ahead and run a, let's just make sure we got this. He's running a stick and nod. And then we got a player over here that's going and basically go out and then in. The way we've seen everything so far, his user is going to go ahead and he's going to play basically in this area. He hasn't really done a whole lot more than this. So we know that if we could take this stick, the number 8 here, and take this player here out of the play and drive him back, then we're going to have an easy throw right here in this section to our stick and nod. And that's what we're looking for, right? I know this is all kind of crayon art, but I want to make sure that you see what we're doing here. And you can see here that when that happens, you can see that RB comes in, comes out, we throw that ball real easily. And we're basically, just taking what they give us kind of deal, right? So we go back to post wheel and you can see that it makes some good adjustments. But you also see that I have some players open, but I choose to throw it to the hitch. And I'll show you why. If you go here and you look at this, you see that I do have the RB. I mean, all day, if I really want to, I can go ahead and hit this RB all day. But I chose not to. I mean, I can throw it right here and get that. I chose not to because basically what I want to do is I want to spread the field. This guy's going this way. This guy is going to come around here. And then he's going to basically and hitch right there, right? So if you see that, I know that I want to make sure that he's all over the place. He doesn't know if does he want to call the A, does he want to cover the B, does he want the Y's open. He's leaving all this area for me to throw it to it, right? And I just want to make sure that I go ahead, throw it there, and we're good to go. We got ourselves that big catch and whatnot, right? So now I go with slot screen here, guys, the jailbreak screen. You're going to see that this is something that this year is not as good as it was last year because you have to wait a little bit longer. And you can see that this guy just comes flying through. I should be throwing this ball here. This is a bad read by me. I should throw it early. But I'm worried about this player here coming down and doing it. And when he does that, he gets hit and I get an easy sack right now. So right now we're basically trying to punch this ball in. I call curl flat Salem. Now I thought I had a good read on this, and I kind of show you here what I look at. You're going to see here that I really am looking for, my first option is, this is my first route, right? Then my second route is this. That's my second read over here. My third read is this. And you're going to see that if on this read, I've got to hit this right here on the break, because most of the time a safety over here is going to come over here, and then he's going to be able to come this way and do it if I wait too long, right? So this is where I end up throwing it right there. And you're going to see that it was a good play when it comes to, my, you know what, let me go ahead and, here it is. So it was a good play design and play call. I just don't get the, actually that's the next play. I messed that up, guys. Let's go ahead and look at this. All right, so here it is. So we're going here. You're going to see that the A goes in the spot. And I think that right here, he's attracting all this. I hit B. You see where I'm already throwing it to B. On the break. I have to throw it on the break. I throw it right there. We have a great throw, I thought. But CMC drops the ball, and we end up not getting what we need. Now we come back to a doubles play that I like. And this is, again, something that you can see. I move him over, and I do this. Now, the reason why I do this is because I want to make sure that I've got the ability to take this player right here and move him this way. And I'm going to be able to hit this guy up the seam. Now, typically speaking, that's where I'm going to be able to hit it on the right side here. I just kind of pass it to the right. His player made a much better play than I expected. You can see here, I'll show you what I mean. He actually puts this guy in a mid read rather than he changes his read, right? These guys are 4 deep, so it's not exactly what I expected. He's playing more of a style where I should have read it a little bit better, but I missed it. I still throw it and I still catch the ball because it's an easy catch, but it is something that I could have been a little bit more dangerous because I didn't get the read that I want. So now let's go back here. 33 seconds on the clock. You can see that we're down. Oh, we're up 6. We got to stop. We basically are trying to put this game away per se in the first half to go up 2 scores. So we have to do kind of a 2-minute drill, and I go to fade out. Now you can see here with fade out, I'm basically looking at the ability to go and look at this player as my first read. I talk about this all the time already. I know that this guy, if he's not the user, he's going to go this way towards the 3 wide receiver side because of this flat route. So I'm really looking here to go ahead and hit this player right here, and as he crosses. And if you remember, early in the game, you got to look at it. This guy wanted to play both these routes. Remember how he did a really good job over there? Well, if I can move him, then I'm going to get my spot pretty easily, right? So let's go and watch this here. The A is going to go up in the gap. You can see at this point, I know that the user's over here kind of chilling. I could throw this ball behind that player, and you can see that we were able to do that. And he did change up his zone, but we were able to hit that pretty easily. Now, the next play here, it sets up the next one. And I want to talk about this. In the first half, if you remember, he did this, and it was something that we picked up on, that he did this in the red zone. Okay, so I was actually going to see, will he do it again, right? And what I'm looking for is, what he did was he took this guy, and he manned him this way. He took this guy in the red zone and manned him this way. And I'm like, you know what? He's probably too far away from that. Let me just kind of feel it out, right? So if you look at this play here, I'm going to run it out. I do a flat and a corner. I'm like, you know what? I don't remember who he was manning up. I didn't know if it was the corner or the flat. So let me just do this. And when I see that these guys are running down, I throw it quickly to the flat just to get my play off. And I'm setting up the next play, okay? At this point, I know that if he's doing that same thing with those players, right, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that if he's doing this, and he's doing this on, depending on who he's covering, if he's doing it this way, right, or if he's doing it, over here this way, I'm going to go ahead and set it up to where I'm moving in my player to see if the guy moves with me, right? So if I go ahead here, nobody moves really. The guy that does move is basically on the outside, which is just a zone player. So I know at this point, there's a good chance that I'm going to be able to hit this X right up the seam. And you can see here that he does the exact same thing, where he takes the safeties and he mans them up to the outside guys. And you can see how this guy is going to be wide open, the X receiver in the middle of the field. And we were able to use something that we saw earlier in the game a couple times, and when he does in the red zone, was able to score. So guys, that's just one half of kind of just breaking down my offense and how I look at it and how people, will play a DB Fire 2 style, adjustments on us. I hope you guys like this. Make sure that if you do, check out our website. We have a film room that we do this and break this down, do this, several times a year on our game plans. It's something that it's really, really helpful for everybody. We appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next video.